Reese right here with Adore Her Beauty, and in today's video we're going to be talking about hirsutism explained easy. So in this video we're going to be discussing all things hirsutism. This is just a brief overview. I definitely can go more in depth if you find that this video was helpful. So let's get right into it. So exactly how to say it. So many people get the pronunciation of this word incorrectly. I just want to break down the pronunciation really quick and let you know how it is pronounced. And you pronounce it as hirsutism. 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 That is how you say it, hirsutism. So what exactly is hirsutism? Hirsutism is the excessive growth of male pattern hair in women. Again, I repeat, hirsutism is excessive growth of male pattern hair in women. And I'm going to break down the difference between the type of hair that grows mainly in men. It grows in all humans, but mainly in men in certain areas versus women in those exact same areas. We're going to focus on the two types of hair that makes a difference in between adults, children, male and female. And the first type of hair is called the vellus hair. And this is really peach fuzz, baby hair, fine hair that is not usually visible to the naked eye. All of our bodies are covered from head to toe in hair, except for the palms of our hands and the soles of our feet. We're generally covered in hair. So this is the vellus, fine, peach fuzz, baby hair that you may notice on your cheek. If the sun hits you just right, you'll notice those fine hairs. The other type of hair is the terminal hair. The terminal hair is hair that is on our head, hair that is in our pubic area or underarm area for those who are older than adolescents. For men, it is in their beard, it's their beard hair, it's their mustache hair, and things of that nature. So when it comes to having hirsutism for women, it is areas of their face and body that should be vellus, but instead it is terminal or adult. So this includes the facial area, including the cheeks, the chin, the lip, the sideburns, and also it includes other areas on the body that we are going to discuss a little later in this video. But for now, you need to know that there are two types of hair, vellus and terminal. What women get it? What women have hirsutism? Now, being that I am one of the only sources that is talking about hirsutism for the most part, being that majority of my clients are women of color, many seem to think that only women of color have hirsutism. But in fact, 5% to 10% of all women from all backgrounds and from all ethnicities have or have had a case of hirsutism. So what does hirsutism look like? On the face, you can have hair on your sideburns. You can have it along your jawline. You can have it along your chin. Women have been known to grow facial hair due to hirsutism on their lip. Some women even have it on their cheeks. So on the face, it can cover sideburns, cheeks, chin, jawline, lip. Some women even have excessively hairy brows. And when it comes to the body, some women have it along their neck, which is like right under the chin area here. It kind of gets on the neckline a little. So their neck. Some women will have it on their chest. And most times it is kind of curly textured, or it can be straight, or even a combination. Some women grow it on their tummies. Some women have it on their breasts. Some women have an excessive amount on their pubic area. Under their arms. On their arms. They can have an excessive amount on their upper thighs. Even as below their calf. And this includes all the area on the back and butt. So this is what hirsutism can look like. It may be mild or extreme. It totally depends on the individual. So what causes hirsutism? Well, we will discuss a few of the things that may be a contributing factor to excessive hair growth. The first is a hormonal imbalance. Hirsutism is caused by an excessive production of the male hormone androgen. And so the individual may have an increased production of androgen versus a normal amount, because we all have amounts of androgen, the male hormone, and estrogen, the female hormone. And so they may have more production of that male hormone androgen and not enough estrogen to balance it out. And thus, therefore, they will have what we see as hirsutism or excessive hair growth. Another cause can be cysts on the ovaries. Now, keep in mind that I am not a physician, and so therefore I will not elaborate too much on this. It is out of my scope. But cysts on ovaries, something's happening there that is causing an imbalance. Thus, therefore, excessive hair is the result. Another cause of hirsutism is genetics. Your mom, aunt, sister, cousin, someone in the family has excessive hair growth, and it's nothing that you did wrong. It's not that you are unhealthy. It's just in your bloodline. And another reason can be high cortisol levels resulting in Cushing's disease. So these are 3 to 4 factors of causes of hirsutism. Most times it's genetics. If you go and get tested and all your levels are normal, blame your mama. So what are some physical ways that you can manage your hirsutism? We're going to discuss that today. Well, there are several options that fall into 2 main categories that we're going to discuss today. And those categories are permanent, semi-permanent, and temporary hair removal options. So first, we're going to discuss the semi-permanent / permanent hair removal option, which is laser hair removal. Laser hair removal uses a light beam that goes down into the hair follicle and kills the hair follicle. The results of laser hair removal last around 6 to 9 or 6 to 12 months. The hair will return again, but some women have found great success via laser hair removal. More than often, it is because their hormonal levels are not severely imbalanced, and laser, a few sessions, does the trick for them. The other option is a permanent option, which is electrolysis. Electrolysis uses a device that has a micro probe or needle that goes down into the hair follicle, releasing a heat chemical source, and kills the hair follicle from the root. This is said to permanently kill the hair follicle, and the hair will not regrow again. Now, as I've stated earlier, I am not a physician, I'm not a laser technician, and I am not an electrologist. But I do believe that if you have hormonal imbalance or some internal issue that goes unaddressed, and you are using and paying for these methods, you will be ultimately wasting your money, or should I say potentially wasting your money, unless you rectify the internal issue. Keep that in mind. And so to physically manage it via temporary options, we're going to discuss those right now. The first one is use of chemical depletories. Now, a chemical depletory, I will name a few products that you may be familiar with. As you can see on my drawing, one is Veet, the other is Nair, and one you may have heard about is called Magic Powder. The second temporary hair removal option is use of a razor or tweezers. Razors and tweezers are another temporary hair removal option, and don't worry, I'm going to explain each of these in depth. And the last temporary removal option is sugaring or by use of hard or soft wax. Let's talk about these a little bit more in depth. The first that we're going to talk about is chemical depletories. Here's one of my aunties, and she is using Veet or a Magic Powder one today. So when it comes to using chemical depletories, whether it's Veet, Nair, or a Magic Powder is a powder source. Veet is more of a creamy consistency. So what you would normally do is apply the product onto the skin in the area you desire to remove hair. You apply the product on the areas you want to remove your hair. So auntie wants to remove it from everywhere. She's going to get it off of her lip. And so she has put her Veet on. And so to use a chemical depilatory, you simply apply it, leave it on, and wipe it off. And it is said to last hours to days long. Being that it is a temporary hair removal option, it will only last a couple hours to a few days because this product does not remove the hair from the follicle. It only dissolves it up to the surface. I have to say, of all of the temporary hair removal options, chemical depilatories is my least favorite. And my line of thinking when it comes to that is, if the chemical is so strong enough to dissolve the hard keratin that hair is made up of, what is it doing to your skin at a cellular level? Over time, I believe the skin will be in bad shape from continuing use of chemical depilatories. But that is just my opinion. You may be a viewer right now watching this and you use chemical depilatories with no issue, but that is my stance on it and I will not change it. I do not like chemical depilatories. Plus they smell really bad and they are so strong. So that's my take on it, but we're going to move on to the next one. The second option for temporary hair removal that we're going to discuss is razors. There are two types of razors. There's the manual handheld razor, and there are electrical razors. They have really thick, fat electrical razors. They have really skinny little, like the Skin Classic. I think, no, it's called the Classic or something like that. One of my clients uses it. She always uses it in between her wax sessions. But it's a really, really skinny, narrow little razor that has a little bitty head. It almost looks like an eyebrow brush or something. It's about that size, and it has a little AA battery that it takes. That's still an electric razor. I don't care how fine and dainty and cute they make it. It is still an electrical razor. And so you have the manual handheld razors with the multi-head blades, and then you have the flathead electrical razors or any other type of clippers or razors. Those are electric and manual razors. Again, they last for hours or days. And as you can see, the auntie in this picture, her hairs are way more thick and her hairs are really, really coarse. Now I know it's said that it is a myth that shaving does not make the hair thick, but I'm sorry, I've seen different. I've just really seen razors demolish and tear up skin, especially if you have coarse, dense, thick hair already. The razor is just putting it in a much worse state. Again, this lasts for hours or days because it is not removing the hair from the root. It is only trimming it down to the surface. And yes, it will have that blunt tip, and yes, it will feel very prickly to the touch. So the next temporary form of hair removal option that we're going to discuss is tweezing, not plucking. There are two ways in which you can tweeze. Now, I know in my videos, I always speak against tweezing, but it's not that I'm against tweezing. I am against improperly tweezing. So let's discuss the ways in which you can improperly tweeze. And that is by breaking off the hairs and not fully removing them from the follicle. Yes, you may clip it with the tweezers because the tweezers have a sharp edged blade at the tip of them, especially if they're brand new. They will sometimes snap the hair and break it off at the surface and not fully remove the hair from the follicle. And though your skin may feel smooth for the minute, basically you trim the hairs. And so it's only going to last a few hours or a couple of days, and then the hair will continue to grow because it did not remove fully from the follicle. Now, when you properly tweezing your hair, you are removing the hair fully from the follicle, and it will last a little longer. It will last a couple of weeks because you have removed the hair from the follicle, you have detached it from its blood vessels, and you have cut off its blood supply. Now, another way in which you can improperly tweeze, and I'm going to show this, is that when you are tweezing, the tweezers are pinching the skin. So you're here at skin level, pinching the skin and pulling the skin up, and now you have this rough texture along your skin. And I see this very often in all of my clients that tweeze. I don't care if I met them for the first time. I can tell when they tweeze, and they're serial tweezers, and they just tweezing like crazy because they're grabbing hair, they're blindly tweezing, they're not watching what they're doing, they're not getting the hair fully from the follicle, and they are just pinching the skin, just tearing the skin up, and the skin is rough, it's flaky, it's dry, it's brittle, and the hairs are brittle along it. So it's like these skinny little broken off hairs coming up out of the hair follicle, and then it's just rough textures. This is the best drawing of how it really looks. It's those little fine hairs, and when I try to get them out from the follicle, they break, and then I have to go in and get it out, and it's a whole lot of work. And so I try to tell them, look, leave this hair alone, let it grow out, so we can start a wax regimen and get you on your way to better skin. But because the tweezing is kind of psychological as well, most of my clients don't quit because it's habit for them. But if you properly tweeze, your hair follicle should look like this. It should be empty. There should be no hair in it when you properly remove the hair from the follicle versus it being broken off and you got some of the hair in your tweezer and the rest of it is sitting inside of the follicle. And so the last options that we're going to discuss for temporary hair removal is soft wax, hard wax, and sugaring. Now, when it comes to sugaring, I am not that versed in it. I'm actually, I'm a hard wax girl and a soft wax girl. But with sugaring, you take the product. It's a ball of product that they use, and they apply it to the hair. They drag it down over the hairs, and then they flick it up, and it removes the hair. So they apply, drag down, and flick. Apply, drag down, and flick. And it's supposed to leave them feeling silky smooth. So with soft wax, you apply the product. You add a paper strip and you remove it, and it removes the hairs. With hard wax, you apply the product. It hardens on its own, and then you remove it. The results last anywhere from 21 to 31 days. With sugaring, the product ingredients include lemon, water, and sugar. So it's all natural, and there is no strip needed. With hard wax, it's made with beeswax, resin, rosin, and oils, a mixture, combination, or separation of these individual products or individual ingredients. It is hard and no strip is needed. With soft wax, it may be made with similar ingredients as hard wax, but the consistency is creamy, and therefore it does need a strip. It does not harden on its own. Honestly, there are psychological effects that come along with having hirsutism. Let's talk about it. This is my last auntie, and as you can see by her facial expression, she is really sad. Having hirsutism can make you feel sad and definitely make you feel lonely, make you feel isolated, make you feel ostracized. It can make you feel embarrassed because you know that you are a born female, and you know and you know that you're not supposed to have facial hair, and knowing that will make you feel ashamed. It can make you feel unloved, make you feel like you're not a real woman. It have you in hiding, have you feeling bound, not free, and definitely not have you feeling confident. The psychological part definitely plays a major role with women who have hirsutism. Now, during COVID, the women probably felt the most freeing that they had ever felt in probably their entire life, because the whole world was wearing masks, and so you can go out and feel real confident and just go handle your business or do whatever you needed to do, or be at work, more confidently, because you could just have your mask on. And if you were inside a building, you can just tuck your mask under your chin and still hide your facial hair. But now, the world is returning back to normal, and masks are becoming a thing of the past. And so it's kind of almost like you would get that weird stare again if you're out wearing your mask, especially if you're down here in the South region of the United States, because it's very hot. And people will think about, why does she have a mask on? And so even when it comes to relationships, you can't really fully be in your feminine energy. You can't really let your partner embrace you and love on you, because you're afraid that they're going to feel the stubble. They're going to feel that you have a beard too. And it may make them feel less than a man, and definitely make you feel like you're not a woman. And so you're going to be withdrawn in your relationship. You're not going to feel like you're able to love or be loved properly, not like how you really feel it, because you have this issue going on. And so also women who have hirsutism have spent countless of hours in doctor's offices. They have spent thousands of dollars on different procedures and products and creams and ointments and oils and herbs, and spending hours watching this video and that video and trying to get this remedy and that remedy. And so it's been a battle for them. And so they deal with all of the physical, financial, emotional, and psychological things that come with having hirsutism. And that is why I want to continue to make these type of videos to help normalize it just a little bit, or a lot actually, so that they can go out and feel confident and be themselves and feel love, and just know that they're normal and that they're human too, and that nothing is really wrong with them. So these are the things that I want you to take into consideration. And if you are a lady with hirsutism and you are watching this video, I want you to understand that I definitely get it. I totally understand how you feel, and just know that all is going to be well. Continue to do the research and learn and find what works for you. So what you can do to kind of get a jump start on managing your hirsutism is talking to a doctor to find out the cause of your hirsutism. Maybe it may be a hormonal imbalance that, changing your diet, exercising can help balance your hormones out. Or maybe it's a supplement you can take, either natural or over the counter, that you may can take, that they help to balance your hormones and your insulin levels. So you need to go see a physician and get those proper tests done, so that you can just know where you stand. Maybe it may not be hormonal. Maybe it may be just on the ovaries. And I've seen some videos and have read a couple articles that say that like putting a little castor oil on your lower abdomen area will help to dissolve cysts, benign cysts. So try that. If you're listening and you want to try it and see if it's going to help. If you go and get tested and everything comes back normal, your levels are normal, then you can rule that out, and you can say, you know what? Go ask your mom, hey mom, did grandma have facial hair? Did my great aunt have facial hair? Did any other women in my family have it? Maybe it may have skipped your mom and skipped your sister, but it got you. And so now when you have the knowledge of where it comes from, you can have the best knowledge on how to fight it. You can find the best remedy and best solution on how to fight it and resolve, and get a game plan and know what it is that you need to do to kind of get things back in line. So definitely talk to your doctor. Another thing that you can do is get around like-minded women. Honestly, I thought I was the only person that had hirsutism in the whole entire world. I didn't even really know that it was other women out here battling and suffering just like I was. I literally thought I was the only one, until I got on TikTok one day and I shared about it, and come to find out it's a lot of us. 5 to 10% of the women in the whole wide world. That is a lot of people. So definitely join my hirsutism community on Facebook. It is called Hirsutism. There currently is a little wait list to get in, but I'm going through the list as quick as possible to try to get everybody in. But it is a place where you can come talk to like-minded women who are dealing with the exact same thing. This group does not have any professionals in it. It does not have anybody in there that does not have hirsutism. They are not in this group. So you don't have to worry about feeling judged. You don't have to worry about feeling embarrassed, or none of those other psychological effects that I listed on the last slide. And so join this group, get around some like-minded women, get that stress off your heart, get that stress off your chest, and feel better and learn, because they're all sharing tips and advice and things like that in this group. And lastly, I want you to know that you are beautiful. You are absolutely beautiful. You are absolutely gorgeous. You are not your hirsutism. You are not your hirsutism. Repeat it after me. I am not my hirsutism. You are smart. You are talented. You are gorgeous. You are gracious. You are classy. You are a fighter. You are a victor. You are a winner. Girl, you are all of that in a bag of chips. Don't let your hirsutism stop you. Don't let it slow you down. Don't let it keep you down. Just find that hair removal method that works for you. Glam yourself up. Learn to do your makeup, because makeup does help you feel a whole lot better. And go out and step like the stepper that you are. Don't let it keep you down. You are simply beautiful. Beautiful inside and out, a beautiful spirit, and I just want you to know that. Now, it is time for a pop quiz. I want to know who's been paying attention. So let's get to the questions. We got 5 questions, and let's see how many you get right. Pop quiz. Men can have hirsutism. It should say, can men have hirsutism, or men can have hirsutism, period. But you know what I mean. So is the answer yes, no, or you do not know? Can men have hirsutism? If you answered no, you are correct. 2, only black women have hirsutism. A, yes, B, no, C, you do not know. If you answered no, you are correct. Bonus question: how many percentage of women have hirsutism? Leave it in the comments. You can have hirsutism with well-balanced hormones and no health issues. A, no, B, yes, C, you do not know. If you answered yes, B, you are correct. Hair by removal of chemical depletories can last 30 days. A, the correct answer is 1 hour. B, the correct answer is it lasts 7 days. Or C, the correct answer is it lasts hours or days, according to my slide. If you answer C, that it lasts hours or days, you are correct. Permanent hair removal options won't be fully effective if there is an imbalance. A, false. B, true. C, you do not know. If you answered B, true, you are correct. Thank you so much if you made it to the end of this video. I hope it was fun and enlightening. And if you want to see more content like this, then subscribe to my YouTube channel. Again, we are trying to reach 100,000. We're almost there. So be sure to click subscribe and share. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'm Reese Wright with Adore Her Beauty.